getting on it. We've made it to the middle of the week. Spirit wants to talk about some unforgettable impressions and some secret messages. Someone was trying to set you up, but they're now feeling shame and guilt for believing the lies. Something about a forged signature. They didn't want you to expand your spiritual gift, or maybe you expanding your spiritual gifts just kind of Spirit's telling you to trust your intuition. They didn't want justice to be able to be served. They were sending you chaos energy, but it's blowing up in their face. Spirit's saying they were only living for surface level bull poopy, and someone's baby daddy. Something to do with an authoritative personality in the reverse. A twin flame in the reverse. Some bank fraud that's blowing up on someone. Basically, they were enjoying your pain, but I guess now they're not. They wanted everything to come to a screeching halt for you. Basically, they told everyone you were on a downward spiral. Something about a male manager, and some empress energy just in the reverse. Spirit saying successful cycle completion. Something about a polyamorous male that's in the reverse, working with a Sagittarius, and Spirit says they're guilty, not you. They enjoyed your jealousy, Spirit says. They wanted you to be a sitting duck. They didn't realize you were a sovereign empath. They were making arrangements, and I think those arrangements might be biting them in the ass now, because dear. Spirit says you're finding your balance. They were sleeping with a friend. It's with the quickness, but it's in reverse. So they've probably been doing it for a while. Spirit says they refused to let it go. They didn't realize they were going against an indigo child of God. Something about some narcissistic abuse. They didn't want you to be able to accomplish anything that you put your mind to. I'm not going to say that out loud, but somebody's dealing with some of these. Or told someone that you were. And Spirit says they're always talking trash. Something about a pregnancy in the reverse. They put their faith in the wrong person. I guess Spirit saying they believed the false prophet. They didn't know you were an ascendant master. They were working against your 11th house, your friends, your goals, your communities, your networking. Something about a past life lover. They went and got an entire group of people to gang up against one person. They aren't even pouring into each other, so they're basically all using each other, is what Spirit's saying. Spirit's saying they wanted you to feel rejected, but just kind of blowing up in their face, because you know that sometimes rejection is really redirection and protection when you use discernment. Higher levels, higher devils. Use discernment. You're staying focused. Something about a Cancer female. A false marriage. Trying to take away your quality of life. They didn't want you to have a good quality of life, or something about a rivalry. Spirit saying you weren't even aware of this, by the way. They had some unrealistic standards, Spirit saying. They wanted you feeling restless, but I guess you're just like, it is what it is. They were too busy trying to destroy your life to realize they were destroying their own. Spirit says you have a guardian angel, something about a female teacher that's suppressing their emotions. And Spirit saying they're only sorry because they got caught, and that's kind of biting them in the ass now too. Working with corrupt police officers, something about a deal breaker in the reverse, continuously monitoring you. Can you read that? Something about your arch nemesis. I guess they were the only ones that really knew. Spirit says they're draining the life out of you. I guess they preferred you kept. You were supposed to be a kept person. Kept right where they wanted you to be. How audacious of you to want to have a voice of your own. Oof. They were working against your love life. Something about them creating a smoke show that's blowing up in their face now. Spirit saying the bed was made, let them lay in it. You don't look like what you've been through, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes, you know, you just, when we survive hell and we fall into alignment and step into what we're supposed to be, you ain't always gonna look like what you went through. Put in the work yourself and you'll see. Honesty in the reverse. Go figure, right? Now it's them that's the talk of the town. Oof. They didn't want you to be able to receive your spiritual downloads. Someone is officially over it all. A cosmic masculine. Something about some attention seeking. Someone was attention seeking. They're seeing you as their wish fulfillment. Something about your finances. They see the truth now. Someone committed business fraud against you. They didn't want you to be able to close out any cycles. They didn't know you were a rare gem. A Taurus, this in the reverse. Working against an introverted masculine. No longer holding back. The D and the V is in the reverse. Spirit says, hidden in plain sight. You're unbothered. Incoming surprise. I guess your mysteriousness is kind of powerful. A mentor. Just calling in for reinforcement. Just now in a state of psychosis. After being kicked out or wanting you to get kicked out, and you ain't being kicked out, I guess. They are trying to hide now, Spirit says. Understanding they're trying to hide now. I guess they're starting to finally look within and ask the right questions. Spirit said they did too much, though. They were trying to raise the dead. Don't do necromancy. Leave the dead where the dead is. Let the dead rest, okay? Something about a female practitioner that's in the reverse. I guess there goes with that necromancy, huh? Gross. A Libra. Or I guess the Libra, or maybe you're the Libra. Or, but I was just getting all into that one. I was going to say, or maybe it's time for things to just finally balance themselves out, right? They didn't want you to be able to be restored behind the scenes. They're still working behind the scenes. Someone is. Someone that can't let go of the past. What you're going through, Spirit says, is ascension symptoms. Something about a cunning man. A tailor. So maybe someone that works in the clothing industry. Or maybe somebody that works in the clothing industry. Alright, what can we close this out with, Spirit? Anything else? So let's wrap this up. Spirit says you're restoring hope to all. And coming into money. So you're restoring hope to all and coming into money. Eee. Spirit said you paid your karmic debt. They're too late. Something about someone that may be in the Coast Guard or something on the coast, and someone that's having a change of heart, that was trying to hide, stuck feeling their feels. They're getting negative results after everything they tried, or it's just all biting them in the booty. They can no longer gain access to you. They were holding some long-term grudges, and Spirit saying they're so good. We all have to learn and heal. They're trying to provoke a reaction out of you, so don't give them that. They tell people that you're overly judgmental, but Spirit saying no, you're not. Keep your boundaries. Don't let them get in your head. Once again, ascension symptoms. Whew. Have a great rest of your day. And good morning. And don't be creepy to people. Especially people you don't know. Just period. Just period. Be a good person. Do the right thing.